What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is a retro review of Falcon Crest Season 3, Episode 10. So, we start this episode off. We have Angela talking to Philip about Landry. Now, they found out that Landry is actually getting ready to turn state's evidence. You know, Landry is the doctor that almost, off Chase. And she was like, well, I'm not worried about that. I mean, you think that anybody's going to believe his word over mine? Because, Angela just think that she is just the belle of the ball. And Philip was like, well, you can definitely see how the story can be flipped and dipped. And it could look like that you were, guilty of doing more. Because she was like, well, all I was told him to do was incapacitate Chase. I ain't telling him to try to kill the man. And he was like, yeah, but what people heard and what people did are two different things, right? So she said, okay, well, fine. Then you just need to make sure that he never makes it to trial. So what ends up happening is Philip posts his bail, right? So Landry gets out on bail. And when he gets picked up, he gets picked up by Charlie. And Charlie lets him know, listen, it is within your best interest to disappear. Well, actually, Charlie takes him to Angela. And Angela lets him know, or Philip, one of the two, child, lets him know it is within your best interest to disappear. And he was like, why would I do that? Like, I have you over a barrel. Like, I have proof. She was like, well, we also have proof that you were, selling drugs and doing these illegal things. And she said, listen, at the end of the day, you need to go ahead and take this little bit of money that I'm offering you and just disappear. So that you never have to testify and this situation is over. Well, Chase go looking for him later on in the episode, child, and can't nobody find him. Chase can't find him. The sheriff can't find him. And that sheriff still don't want to believe that Angela be out here pulling stunts. He talking about something, well, we can't blame Angela. Who we gonna blame? You know Chase, and you know how Chase get when he have tunnel vision, child. He has tunnel vision on this situation, and now he's upset because Landry done got away, honey. Now, I don't know if that's the last we're going to see of Landry, but for right now, child, we can't find him, okay? Now, down to Chase and Maggie's house, they get the letter from the lawyer wanting to do a deposition because they're finding out that Cole is suing for full custody. And, of course, they looking at Cole like, bruh, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not a good idea. Like, why are you talking about suing somebody for full custody? That's not a good idea. And he was like, yeah, but I don't see what the problem is. And they were like, yeah, but I don't understand. Like, that's a tall order. And like I already told y'all, I mean, it's a soap opera and it's the 1980s. So however this is going to go, however it's going to go. But y'all know that the likelihood that Melissa would lose custody to Cole in these situations is like slim to none, child. Slim to none. Now, while that is going on, Richard is planning his next big thing. And he wants a racetrack. He wants to build a racetrack, and so now he's trying to get all his ducks in a row and get everybody aligned to approve the plans for this whole racetrack that he feels like is going to make him so much money. Now, later on in the episode, he pushes up on Chase to try to convince Chase to do it, and Chase is like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And he was like, well, I'm your brother. Like, don't you want to help your brother? He was like, I want to do what's best for this area. I want to do what's best for Falcon Crest. I'm a commissioner, and I don't know if putting a racetrack and having people all up and through here is the best decision, the best idea. So, put your plan forward, present it to the commissioners, and we'll make a decision. And, of course, Richard is pissed off because, Richard think that Chase is his brother and Chase is supposed to have his back. But, child, I don't know why you thought that. Up to Falcon Crest, child. Maggie's sister then slid her way up to Falcon Crest because y'all know she just a trick, okay? She's a gold digger trick, and she looking for her next mark, and her mark is Lance. So she is up there in the pool, and she flirting with Lance. Her and Lance, they flirting back and forth. Child, she took her bathing suit off, and Melissa is watching from the window, child. Now, y'all know Melissa she having a whole affair with Richard in Lance's face. But, child, how dare Lance flirt with this woman? Now, I mean, I do think it's a little bit much because she flirting with the woman. He flirted with the woman right in y'all backyard, literally. But still, girl, both y'all out here doing what y'all do. Now, Angela comes riding up to the house, and she sees old girl and Lance, getting out the pool, and, they looking a little too close for comfort. And she, she plays nice. She speaks to her, oh, you're Maggie's sister. Oh, okay. But y'all know she already got Philip on the job looking for as much dirt as she could find on this woman. So she invites her to tea, to get to know her better. So they end up meeting up, child. And y'all know what Angela does. Angela was like, listen, I already know who you are. I already know what you about. I already got the 411 on you. You a gold digger. You been from man to man to man. You had yourself an old little sugar daddy until you found out your sister came into some money, and then here you came. And I know you looking for a new Mark, but it's not going to be my nephew, my grandson, and it's not going to be Falcon Crest. So let me tell you what you need to do. You going to work for me until I tell you that you don't have to work for me anymore. And if not, then it's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to let everybody know that you a hoe. And her job is to convince Cole to drop the custody suit. Because, again, I don't think anybody is really concerned about Cole actually winning custody. But I think it's just the trouble of having to go through the whole situation. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that, Cole. Ain't nobody trying to deal with you and your nuisance ass lawsuit. Like, nobody trying to deal with that. So then, down to the jail. Listen, y'all know how I feel about this storyline, but down to the jail, the officer is, getting Julia deeper and deeper. So she done went from alcohol to giving Julia pills. Now the black girl done already warned Julia that that's what they trying to do. The black girl said, look, they start off easy, they start off nice and smooth, and then they're gonna slide you into something deeper and harder, and before you know, you're gonna be a junkie. And Julia, of course, thinking she know everything, thinking she's so smart, and she's like, no, we good. So of course she give her some white pills, and then she gives her some red pills, and she's, before you know it, Julia is just gonna be a strung out junkie. Now the black girl is trying to warn her against it, and they put her in solitary confinement because, of course, they don't want her messing up their big plans, because Julia's a big fish and they want her on the hook. Okay. Melissa confronts Lance about seeing him flirting with Maggie's sister, and he was like, well, you out here doing whatever you want to do. And she was like, but you know what the plan is. I'm trying to keep Richard in my back pocket because we want him to be on our side when it's time to flip the script on Angela. And Lance is like, listen, I ain't turning against Angela. It ain't gonna work. Angela's gonna win like she always does, and you out here looking stupid, and I'm not playing those reindeer games with you. Okay. Now Maggie and Emma, they go out for a ride in Maggie's new little luxury vintage car convertible, child. And Emma confides to Maggie that she's got a little crush on Michael. And Maggie, you see Maggie's is a little hesitant about it, because I don't know if she's hesitant because she doesn't feel like Michael is interested, or she's just hesitant because she's just nervous about Maggie and Emma and her fragile, her fragile heart. So Emma is like, look, Maggie, can you just arrange like a dinner with the four of us, and basically, can you just put me in a situation where I'm alone with him, and I'll do the rest. And Maggie is a little nervous. She's a little hesitant, but she's like, okay, Emma, that's cool. So she ends up setting up a dinner with the four of them. It's her, Chase, Maggie, and Michael. And Maggie is flirting, and Michael is, definitely he feels it. Like, he knows she's flirting with him, but he's not, in my opinion, he's not going like out of his way to encourage her, but he's not being rude either. You know what I'm saying? He's not discouraging her either, I feel like. But then here come Maggie's sister in the room, and she just blatantly flirts with him. And she basically, and after it's, and you can see Emma is very upset and hurt, disappointed, maybe even a little embarrassed. And after it's over with, Maggie talks to her sister, and she was like, why would you do that? Like, Emma is the nicest person in the world. Emma doesn't bother anybody. Why would you do that? Like, I don't understand why you would embarrass her like that. And she was like, well, what did I do? I didn't do anything. But then Maggie's sister ends up sliding over to Michael's house and basically throwing herself at him. And he's like, look, don't play games with me. Like, I done been through a lot. I don't have the energy or the time for somebody to play with my heart. So, like, if you over here and you saying you interested, I don't want no games. Oh, I mean it. I need you. Oh, you are the one. And Shy said, "Ooh, she's so dirty." We also see her talking to Cole, trying to convince Cole that it's not a good idea. Um, that it's not a good idea for him to pursue this custody. But Cole ain't listening to her. You know, Cole is stubborn, and Cole, when he make up his mind about something, really nobody can change his mind. His mama, his daddy, certainly not no long lost aunt that he don't even hardly know like that. Now, while that's going on, Richard done met up with his man from the company. Y'all know, remember the company? We ain't heard from them since his mama died. But, or the agency. And he's telling them, look, them people down in New York, they still feel like they own a piece of you. And he was like, don't nobody own a piece of me. Like, my mother died. That situation is over. Tell them to leave me alone. And he was like, listen, it don't work like that. Like, this whole casino thing you trying to do, they want a piece of it. They want a piece of the action. And Richard says, listen, you tell them I said to kiss my earth the long way, okay? I'm not beholden to them. I'm not giving them nothing. None of that is going to happen, okay? Well, a couple of days later, Richard ends up coming home. And baby, who's sitting in his driveway dead? The representative from the agency. I guess they were sending him a message, okay? The sheriff then passed out playing tennis with the doctor. The doctor telling him that he needs to slow down and he needs to take care of his health. I don't know if that turns into a bigger storyline or not, but let me throw it in there because you just never know with these shows. Maybe the sheriff is going to get him a little piece of a storyline. Maybe it's something going on with the sheriff child. I don't know. But neither here nor there. That is pretty much what happened in this episode. Like I said, y'all are trying to be more consistent with this. Y'all done got 4 episodes in the last 3-4 weeks. So, you know, I'm trying to give it to y'all the best way I know how, okay? Anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.